What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to have an encounter between War Machine and Rhino on normal difficulty. War Machine has the alter ego of James Rhodes, so we'll be starting off actually on that side. I'm going to take my obligation and shuffle it into the encounter deck. Oh no, apparently I can't shuffle today. Starting healths have already been set. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the corners of the screens. So Rhino's health should be up here. War Machine's health should be down here. And we'll keep the main scheme somewhere up here in this corner. I'll go ahead and put that in now. Everybody starts. Rhino starts with 14 health, since we're doing a true solo game. And James Rhodes starts with 10. Okay, so the encounter deck has been shuffled. My encounter card is in there. Go ahead and I've already done it, but we'll do another quick shuffle of my player deck. And with Mr. Rhodes, we get to start with a hand size of 6. He also has an action. I can choose a War Machine card in my discard pile, shuffle it into my deck. He also has a forced response that after I change into this form, I have to discard all of my ammo counters from my identity. So his hand size starts with 6. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for this playthrough purpose, I'm going to play with my hand revealed, obviously. Normally you play with it in your hand, but alright, I have a save the day, missile launcher, I have a gauntlet gun, which is an upgrade, Captain Marvel is an ally, Mockingbird as an ally, and a command team, which is a support. So, alright, I guess we're going to go ahead and get started, put the decks together like I'm supposed to. So we'll flip over his main scheme. For this one, if you're unfamiliar, as soon as he scores 7 points on his scheme, he wins the game. So there are 2 versions of Rhino we have to defeat in the normal mode. So he has a health of 14, and we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So I guess, what should we play? Use 3 command counters, exhaust command team, remove 1 command counter from it to ready an ally. Okay. So basically I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resources at my disposal here. Discard an ally you control, so we don't have any allies yet. I think Captain Marvel is a little expensive to come out. After standard play, I discard the top 4 cards in my deck. If I discard any energy resource, I deal 3 damage to an enemy. If I discard more than 1 printed energy resource, I also stun that enemy. That would be... So I would have to pay everything just to bring out Captain Marvel, which I'm not too thrilled about. So when Mockingbird comes into play, she gets to stun the enemy. She thwarts for 1 but takes a damage, and she attacks for 1 but takes a damage. Hero attack, exhaust missile launcher, remove 1 ammo counter from machine, deal 2 damage to an enemy. This attack gains range. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to use Captain Marvel. Or do I play her? Spend everything to play her. And then hopefully her ability gets a bunch of damage in on Rhino. You know, I don't know if that's the smart move, but I've never been told I'm the smartest person in the world. So we'll go ahead and we're going to flip into War Machine. So War Machine actually has locked and loaded. After you change this form, place 5 ammo counters on War Machine. So we'll go ahead and put 5 of those counters on here. He thwarts for 1, he attacks for 2, and he has 2 defense. So War Machine has come out. Again, this is a tough decision. I can either put 2 upgrades on him, which will the missile launcher, exhaust, remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Or I can also, in the same turn, so I would have to pay that to play that. And these, we'll say these 2, or these 2, to play the gauntlet gun. This is a tough decision. Why don't exhaust gauntlet gun generate a red resource for War Machine, place 1 ammo counter on War Machine. I think we're going to pay 1 to bring out the missile launcher. So there's the one I'm paying for that. So we're going to bring out missile launcher and we're going to equip that to War Machine. So now I can exhaust missile launcher, remove 1 ammo counter to deal 2 damage to an enemy. And then honestly, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pay these 3 resources, or use these 3 as resources to bring Mockingbird out as an ally. So Mockingbird thwarts for 1 and a damage, attacks for 1 and a damage, and has 3 health. However, she does have the response that after she enters play, which I just entered play, we get to stun the enemy. So the next time the Rhino would attack us, he just discards the stun card instead and doesn't actually attack us. So this could be to our benefit. Alright, and now we'll move in, I guess, to our attack phase. So Mockingbird will go ahead and she'll attack Rhino for 1. But that also puts a damage counter on her. And that takes Rhino down to 13. I will exhaust the missile launcher and remove an ammo counter to do 2 more damage to Rhino, taking him down to 11. And then War Machine is going to go ahead and attack in. He does another 2 damage, taking Rhino down to 9. So that was my main character attack phase. So as we enter into the end of my character phase, we go ahead and we ready everything up. We redraw, which is now going to be 5 cards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's my hand of 5 cards. And now it's Rhino's turn. So the first thing Rhino does is he adds 1 to the scheme, or 1 to the main scheme. And then since I attacked him and I'm in hero mode, he's going to attack me back. However, he actually doesn't attack. He just removes his stun card. So he'll be ready next turn. But I did attack him, which means I get an encounter card. And I pulled Hard to Keep Down. When revealed, Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed, this gains Surge. Well, he's healing back up to 13. I got him down to 9. So he just went from 9 back up to 13. Alright. And that would be the end of Rhino's turn. So it comes back to me. Discard an ally you control, do damage to an enemy with an ally's pin cost. Pulsar beam, remove 1 ammo. I don't know what I want to do here. So for 2, I could do full auto. Remove 4 ammo counters from War Machine. Choose an enemy. Deal 8 damage to that enemy. This attack gains overkill. Which would mean if Rhino had an ally in play, any remaining damage would fall onto Rhino. But it's just going to be Rhino. That's actually pretty good. Choose an ally in your hand that shares a trait with your identity. I don't have any allies in hand, so that's probably going to become a resource. I'm going to hold on to that one, I think, for next turn, because she's going to be almost dead anyway. There are 3 amateurs. Do 0 damage to each character in play. So I think I'm going to go ahead and spend these 2 resources, and I'm going to play full auto. It's an event, hero action, so I am in hero mode. I get to remove 4 ammo counters from War Machine. I'm going to choose an enemy and deal 8 damage. That's going to be 8 to Rhino. So that takes him from 13 all the way down to 5. So Rhino just went all the way down to 5 health. And that was an event, so that actually doesn't stay on the board, that goes away. Now we'll move into our attack phase. So Mockingbird will go ahead and she's going to attack Rhino for 1, taking 1 damage herself, taking him from 5 down to 4. Oh, I can't use the missile launchers. I don't have any more ammo. Alright, well, War Machine's going to go ahead and attack in. He attacks in for 2, taking him from 4 down to 2. And before my turn's over, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go back into our alter ego mode. So I draw back up to 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what Iron Man. 6. Ready everybody up. Okay, now it's Rhino's turn. So the first thing Rhino does is he's going to scheme for 1, taking the total scheme up to 2. Alright, well now that I'm in alter ego mode, he's not going to attack me. He's going to try and scheme. So he schemes for 1 plus, 2. So he's actually going to scheme for 3 more, putting him up from 2 to 5 out of 7 that he needs. That might have been a mistake. Oh, this is going to hurt. Okay, then I am going to get an encounter card. When revealed in alter ego, this gains surged. I am an alter ego, so it gains surge. Alright, so the Hydra Bomber comes out. We finally have an ally enemy for Rhino. When revealed, I choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I'm going to choose to take 2 damage and go down to 8. So I go from 10 to 8. He schemes for 1, he attacks for 1, and he has 2 health. So, alright, not a terrible, terrible turn, but Rhino's doing some damage, and he only has 2 health left for his first phase. So, alright. Start back to our turn again. Alright, what do I want to do? I have 2 go down swings and 2 sneak attacks. I think the best thing to do is we're going to flip into War Machine so I get my 5 ammo counters back. Sneak attack. Choose an ally in your hand that shares a trait with your identity. So Avenger, Soldier is my traits. Okay, I think this can work. So we're going to use Innovation to pay 1 to play Sneak Attack. Actually, we're not going to do that because we can just pay for them. So I'm going to pay with Innovation and 2 copies of Sneak Attack to actually play Iron Man into play. But since I played Innovation, I get to heal 1 damage because I spent it. Sorry, it's heal 1 damage from an ally I control. So Mockingbird's actually going to get a damage taken off her. After Iron Man enters play, search your deck and discard for a tech upgrade and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Where is it? Those are all events. That is a tech upgrade, so I can bring the gauntlet gun back out. It does say I can search my deck. So let's do a quick search. I do have a tech upgrade, which is a shoulder cannon. Exhaust shoulder cannon, deal 1 damage to an enemy. You may remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine to ready shoulder cannon. That's an event. There's another tech upgrade, upgraded chassis. War Machine gains the aerial. After you change to hero form, exhaust upgraded chassis to give War Machine a tough status card. It's actually not terrible. Alright, I think our best option is probably going to be to grab the shoulder cannon and put it into my hand. I'll go ahead and reshuffle my deck. I'm sorry if when I was searching through my deck if that was off camera, I apologize. I'm working with a new camera here. I hope the clarity is better, but I'm still getting to know my action area, if you will. I'll put my discard back. Okay, so we put the shoulder cannon in our hand. Now we're actually going to pay 2 resources to play shoulder cannon on War Machine, because the cool thing about War Machine is he doesn't have a limit to the upgrades that he can do. And I think our best plan of action is I am going to use the missile launcher to remove 2 ammo counters. We're actually going to remove 2, but I'm going to break this down to be 3 individuals. So we removed 2. I'm sorry, it's only 1 ammo counter. We remove 1 ammo counter to deal 2 damage to an enemy, so bye-bye Rhino. Rhino has been defeated on the first phase. So he's going to go ahead and switch to his second phase. And Rhino's second phase says... Actually, I'm sorry, that happens at the end, because I can't technically attack phase 2 Rhino right away. Okay, so then the rest of this, we are going to... Iron Man's going to do 2 damage and take a damage. He's going to do 2 damage to Hydra Bomber and destroy him. And then honestly, Mockingbird's going to thwart for 1 and take 1 damage. Taking this down to 4. And I think the best thing to do is War Machine's just going to go ahead and thwart for 1, taking it down to 3. And then that's going to be the end of the player, or War Machine's turn. I'll ready everything up. Now phase 2 would come into play for Rhino. So Rhino phase 2 says, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for breaking and taking side scheme. There's breaking and taking. So that says, when revealed, place an additional 1 threat here. So it starts with 2. It's actually going to start with 3 for each person playing. I'm the only person playing. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck back up. And then Rhino number 2 starts with 15 hit points this time. So, second phase of the game, he's going up to 15. And now he is going to attack in, because I am in hero mode, so he's going to attack for initially 3. And I have to choose if I want to defend or not. I think Mockingbird's going to step up and block 3 plus nothing. So 3 damage. Sorry, Mockingbird, that does kill you. Rhino does not have Overwhelm, so the damage does not come through. We just lose Mockingbird. Alright, we get an encounter card. Oh, I'm sorry, he schemed at the start, so that goes up to 4. We get an encounter card, and it's Hydra Mercenary. Great. He has Guard. He doesn't scheme for anything. He attacks for 1. He has 3 health. However, he has to be destroyed before I can attack Rhino, which does kind of stink. But oh, and I forgot about the accelerator for breaking and taking. So I actually get 2 encounter cards. So the second one is when revealed, you are confused. If you're already confused, this card gains Surge. So War Machine has become confused. Next time I would thwart, I remove that card instead. That kind of sucks. Alright, well, that was Rhino's turn. Now it shifts back to my turn. I forgot to draw my hand at the end of my turn, which I am unfortunately becoming a regular for me. I always forget to draw back up at the end. And I got a couple of things. Munitions bunker, exhaust munitions bunker, move each ammo counter here to War Machine. Okay. We did pull Goliath. Goliath gets +4 attack until the end of phase. At the end of phase, discard Goliath. Rhino has 15 health. I gotta take out this guy first. Can we do that? Can we do that? Yes, we can. He gets +4 attack, which is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I mean, this might work. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of thinking here. This card ally control when I start from the scheme without spin cost. I think yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to spend all 4 of the cards in our hand as resources to play Goliath. So Goliath is an ally. He's an Avenger. He's going to come in. He actually gets +4 to his attack until the end of the phase. However, at the end of the phase, I have to discard him. So he's actually going to attack for 5 if I attack in. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'm going to remove an ammo counter. I'm going to deal 2 damage to this nice Hydra Mercenary here. Then I'm actually going to use my shoulder cannon to do 1 more damage to the Hydra Mercenary and destroy him. I am then going to spend 1 ammo counter to ready my shoulder cannon. Iron Man is actually going to go ahead and attack in. It does 1 damage to him, but he does 2 damage to Rhino. So Rhino is down to 13. I'm then going to attack in with Goliath, who normally does 1 damage, but he gets +4 to this attack, so he's doing 5 damage. But that's going to cost him 2 hit points. So he's going from 13 down to 8. I'm then going to spend, or no, I don't have to spend anything. I'm going to use my shoulder cannon a second time to do 1 damage to Rhino, taking him from 8 down to 7. Then I'm going to attack in with War Machine for another 2 damage, taking him from 7 to 5. And that was my player turn, so we'll ready everybody up. We'll draw back up to 5 cards. And it is now Rhino's turn. So he's going to go ahead and scheme for 1. Taking that up to 5. So the main scheme now has 5 out of 7. I don't like that. Since I attacked Rhino, he's going to attack me. However, Goliath's going to block, so he's attacking for 3 plus 2. So he's actually attacking for 5. Goliath's going to eat all 5, and that will kill Goliath. And then, because of breaking and taking, I get 2. So, when revealed, the villain attacks you. And when revealed, the villain attacks you. Awesome. So, Rhino's attacking in twice, which just kind of sucks. I guess the first time he attacks in, Iron Man will block. So it's going to be 3 plus nothing, so 3, so Iron Man takes it. But unfortunately, perishes. And then for the second attack, I'm actually going to take it unblocked. So it's going to be 3 plus 2. So that's going to be 5 damage. So I go from 8 all the way down to 3. Man, this is a tight game. Alright, it's back to me. That was Rhino's turn. So he's 2 away from winning for scheming. I have 3 health left. He has 5 health left. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we're going to do Make the Call. We're going to play Make the Call. That costs 0 to use. And it basically says, pay the printed cost of an ally and any player's discard pile, put that ally into play under your control. We're going to use Strength for 2, Falcon, and 2 Against the World. That's giving us 4 resources to bring back out Goliath from our discard pile. So now that Goliath's out, We're going to use his action so he gets +4 to attack until the end of the phase. So he's going to attack in. It does give him 2 damage. However, he does 5 damage to Rhino, taking Rhino's health from 5 down to 0. War Machine has victory. Alright, so there you have it. That was the playthrough of War Machine versus Rhino on normal game mode. I don't know why I just blanked on that. But as you can see, it was very close, 5 out of 7 for the scheme. 2 more, he would have got me. I'm down to 3 health, so my only option would have been to flip over to Rhodes and possibly try and heal this turn. But it doesn't matter because War Machine did it. He took out Rhino. As always, thanks guys for watching, and keep track for more videos to come. I'm Wiggy, and I'll see you next time.